Hey guys, it's Cascada, and I'm just going to do a quick show and tell of some stuff that I have and I forgot to show you guys. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about the current Mercury retrograde that goes from March 6th to March 31st, I believe, are the dates of it. But first things first, I want to do my show and tell. So one of the things that's becoming popular are the little crystal scullies. I'm on a budget, and even like the little ones are like $20 to $40. And like one that would be like this size would be a lot. So I just get what I can afford, and that ends up being animals because for some reason those are cheaper. I got this guy at Goodwill in a little grab bag. He is a little bear. I'm not sure what the stone is. There's a couple of ones that are banded like this. See there, he looks banded, and there it's kind of spotty. But I can't think of it off the top of my head. I tried to look it up, and the only thing I could come up with was like marble or obsidian, snowflake obsidian. Not really sure. But another thing I'm not sure if I showed you guys yet are the little tumbled crystals that I got when we went to Dollywood. It was like $6 and you fit as many as you can into the bag and you have to get it closed. I'm not really sure what some of these are. I just kind of got different colors. This I know is rose quartz. Have another pink one. Have this one, which I think this might be like an aquamarine stone because some of those are kind of like this weird like greenish bluish brown color. That I think is citrine. We have this other one, which I believe is a bloodstone. Have this tumbled blue stone. Have another blue stone here. This pretty purplish one. Pure purple stone. And we have this one, which kind of has a band in it. And I actually charged these with the full moon that we had 2 weeks ago. Accidentally knocked my phone down. My hair is a little crazy right now. So I have this that my aunt gave me. It is stickless incense, straight from Tibet. And it actually is from Tibet because our cousin got it when she's still overseas, but she was working overseas near Tibet in China, and she was either in Tibet or a country close to there and got it. But this stuff is really fragile, so like you can break off a little piece for however much you need, and this is not champa. And I got these at Cracker Barrel. It was actually in a section where they had like all this peacock stuff, and I love peacocks. We were actually thinking about getting one because you can buy peacocks for fairly cheap at the farm, but they make a god-awful noise and I didn't feel like dealing with that. If you don't know what that is, search on YouTube for peacock sounds and you will hear the squawking. It is very, very annoying. But it's kind of like you can probably see it better this way. It's like iridescent. There's like a blue color down here, and then it goes to purple, and then kind of like this greenish yellow, and then it goes back up. But the one thing I like that is kind of neat about them is they're the same length from top to bottom. Okay, and the other thing that I picked up recently was I got some plants. I need to go back and get some more. All of these are pollinator plants. They're good for bees. They were all $6. I got a blueberry plant. I got some Asiatic lilies. I got gladiolus flowers. All these are long blooms, so once they come up, they'll pretty much stay bloomed the whole summer until late summer, maybe September. But it'll be nice, just they'll add color and nice smells at my house all year round. Or, well, not all year round, but all through the summer. I got this lilac shrub, which lilac is one of my favorite flowers. I have a lily of the valley. Again, this was $6. I'm gonna go back and get some more lilacs and hydrangeas. Just that way I can have them going up the driveway. But this is the breed of hydrangea that I got. So once I get these planted and they start blooming, it's gonna smell really great. Bees are gonna have a snack. Alright, so let's get into energies. Okay, so we all know what the definition of energy is. It's one of those things where it's an actual thing, but it's not tangible. It's kind of like air, like it's all around us and you know it's there, but you can't like really see it or touch it. And the same with atoms. I need to move this over a little bit. I'm trying to get on my computer to look at something. And there's this theory that energy from events gets trapped into the earth, and it kind of like runs on a loop with things that the earth remembers, and sometimes these energies manifest and show the events to people. People who aren't necessarily psychic, it's just like somebody happens to be there at that time where the event opens up for people to see, kind of like a playback, like if you were to watch something on the DVR. So, and since Mercury's been in retrograde and it's affecting Pisces, most of the time I'm a Pisces, like things have literally been going like really bad. So, which is one thing I was kind of thinking about is like, can energy attach itself to people and randomly come out and affect you at different times in your life? Because I did my star chart for the day that I was born, and for my birthday that was 2 weeks ago, which is February 20th, the sun was still in Pisces. Mercury was not in my sign when I was born, but my birthday last week, Mercury has been in Pisces. So even before like the retrograde actually started, Mercury was affecting my sign. And if you watched my update video, you know I've been going through some stuff, thought things were calming down, and then last night, definitely not. Had to take a rabbit to the emergency vet because he decided he wanted to be Billy Badass and go after the bigger rabbit. And it didn't end up well for him, and now he has stitches from here down over to here. And the reason why I bring up the energies is when I was born, my parents, they did not have a good marriage. It was very toxic, tumultuous, because they got divorced. Like, my mom left my dad when I was 5 months old, blah, 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 typical story of pretty much every other American with divorced parents. So, and I don't really want to ask my mom and be like, hey, was there like shit going on between you and my dad when I was born? But in a way, I'm kind of curious because I turned 28 this year, which is like a multiple of 4. And, you know, just like since everything's been going like wrong since my birthday, if there was this energy left over from like them that attached itself to me where every so often on my birthday, it just comes out and affects me, sort of like karma in a way. but not a karma that I had any type of control over. So like this birthday was bad. The last birthday I had when I was 24, that one was bad. The only one in between that I've had that was bad was my 22nd birthday. That was really bad. My 16th birthday was bad. My 20th birthday wasn't great. My 12th birthday was awful. And actually, yeah, my 12th birthday was my 12th birthday was freaking awful. My 8th birthday was bad. 4th birthday, obviously, I don't remember because I was little. And if you don't know what Mercury being in retrograde is, it's basically 3 times a year, Mercury in its orbit, it goes in between Earth and the Sun. And it messes stuff up. Because the great way to explain it in layman's terms with what Mercury does is just imagine you and 2 other people are living happily in your house, your family, and those 2 other people for correlations are going to be the sun and the moon. Everything's going great. And then you have this really obnoxious relative that nobody really likes that just barges in and says, hey, I'm here for a visit, I'm staying in, there's nothing you can do. And that couple of day visit ends up being dragged out for a couple of weeks. They sit on your couch all day, they eat all your food, they make a mess, don't clean up after themselves, break a bunch of stuff, like you're stressed out and all this other crap, and then one day they're just like, hey, I'm leaving, and then, you know, you're happy and you kind of put things back together. That's just basically the way to put it for people to understand, but that's just kind of what I wanted to talk about with the energies. And there might be some people who understand what I'm saying. I need to look into it more, but this is just kind of like my own personal opinion about energies, just because there's different types of energy, so to speak, and how it affects us. Because even if I'm just looking up the definition of energy, because there are different types of energy, and there's actually science showing that there's energy in everything just because of the atoms. And you know, energy is something that's moving, and atoms are constantly moving. And there's actually a scientist that concluded findings that said that even inanimate objects like rocks are technically living things because they're made of atoms, and the atoms can move to accommodate any types of changes that these objects are going through, which is pretty interesting. So energy is the strength and vitality required for sustained physical or mental activity. Changes in levels of vitamins can affect energy and well-being. The other definition of power derived from the utilization of physical or chemical resources, especially to provide light and heat or to work on machines. And that's just like the Webster Dictionary. In scientific terms, energy in physics, the capacity for doing work. It may exist in potential, kinetic, thermal, electrical, chemical, nuclear, or other various forms. There are, moreover, heat and work, i.e. energy, in the process of transfer from one body to another. Example, any body has kinetic energy if it's in motion. So there are energy, there's a whole bunch of different types of energy, and nothing like energy is just the thing that moves us. And like a static charge, that's energy. Lightning, that's energy. Emotion, that's energy. You thinking, you're using energy, that is energy. So energy is basically everything. It's in everything. It affects everything. So that's pretty much it for the video tonight. I hope everyone has a great weekend, since we are not too far from the weekend. I will be posting more this weekend. Have a good night.